What's up? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. It's been a while, but we got a new project. It's the 7x16 Charmac enclosed trailer. What we're gonna do with it is we're gonna turn it into a camper for my family / toy hauler. We're gonna have places for 4 to 5 people to sleep. It's still gonna fit a RZR, dirt bikes. It'll have a kitchen, a toilet. So if you wanna see the build, stay tuned. Okay, quick little tour. Like I said, it is a 7x16 foot enclosed Charmac trailer. It's a little beat up. Whoever had it before me, this tongue is really short, so it's been jackknifed on both sides. You might be able to see this patch panel, and this is bent in a little bit. It doesn't have any water leaks. It's sat out in the rain. I've come and checked everything. So we just may clean it up cosmetically, but overall it's pretty good. It's got an axle flip on it, so it sits a little bit taller, great for getting into the off-road spots without having to drag your back end. And then also the axle on this sits a little further back, so it actually tows really nice. But other than the little bit of, smackaroo here, we've got just a few things to clean up. Like I said, we're gonna recoat the whole frame and do all that. The hinges on the back were broken, so we fixed those, and you'll see that in the video coming up. But overall, pretty good. We're gonna get gutting it, insulate it, get the floor plan laid out, which is the most important thing. Make sure you wanna know exactly where everything goes before you start. That way you know exactly what you need to do, how far to dive into it. But yeah, here we go. We're taking out all of the existing shelving and table space. This used to be a work trailer, and if you look closely underneath the table, you'll see 2 cracks on each side in the wood. That's where it was jackknifed. We're gonna get all that wood pulled out, get all the bars straightened out behind it, get everything ready for insulation and as straight as we can get it with what we're working with. Next, you'll see I'm taking off this kind of crown molding. It's aluminum. I'm planning on keeping that and painting it black. The interior of the trailer will be black, but we took it all off so we can save it. Also, that's where we're going to run all of our wires through, is kind of that top crown molding. And then as you can see here, we're taking off this wood in the front of the nose, and you'll be able to see where it was jackknifed in those 2 patch panels that were put in. Definitely a really long process, lots of screws to get all this wood off, but in the end, once we have some insulation back behind the walls, it'll make this trailer so much more comfortable and make us want to use it more, as it'll hold heat or AC wherever we decide to take it. I got a great deal on this trailer, and that was for 2 different reasons. Part of it was because of the nose being jackknifed on both sides, but also that 2 of the hinges on the back door were coming off. And so I decided to buy the trailer anyways, knowing that I knew how to fix them and that I had all the tools. And so that made me a little bit more comfortable buying a cheaper, more beat up trailer, but also saving a little bit more money in the long run. It does take a little bit more time to fix it, and is always kind of, a bummer, but we were able to get it all fixed and the door back on with no issues. As I mentioned, this was a work trailer, so the inside, once I got all the walls and everything pulled off, was extremely dusty. It's important that I started with a clean platform. That way I didn't have any dust on the walls, and I wanted to make sure that everything was super clean before I started. Overall, I got all the dust out. As you can see, I'm mopping down all the walls inside and out, also the floor, just to clean everything up, start with a fresh slate. And then this also allowed me to be able to draw on the floor and start planning out my layout without having to worry about the markers and things sticking because there was so much dust on the ground. I would argue this is the most important step, but I took a lot of time doing research and trying to find exactly how I wanted my layout. I drew it on the floor 3 or 4 times, moved things, adjusted things, and that was really helpful when it came to setting everything up. Now that the trailer is all clean, I spent some time marking out where I want everything. So we've got the windows marked out on each side and on the door. We've got some of our electrical lights, some fans. You can kind of see some rough sketches on the ground here. For some more fans and lights, there's gonna be a bed here that folds up. This bed will go all the way to the ceiling. We'll have a little toilet room here, a little kitchenette here, some upper cabinets, and we may do a little bit of upper cabinets above the windows. Next step in the process is insulation. You can go buy foam board at Home Depot or Lowe's. It's about $15 or $16 a sheet. or you can hop on Facebook Marketplace and find your local foam dealer. They can cut you some sheets, and it has the same insulation rating, if not better than the Home Depot sheets, and you pay quite a bit less. So that was a good deal. It worked out great. You just had to take some time to make sure everything was cut tight enough that it would stay. Getting everything marked out, getting our list, and making sure we have everything exactly where we want it. We have insulated everything except for where we need to cut out for the windows, because I need to add a bar right here and below to support the window on both sides. So we just haven't insulated that, but obviously we have got plenty of insulation and some scraps. And then we'll go through with some foam and fill in some spray foam and fill in where we need to. But what we've got going on here, we have everything we're gonna do on our switches, and then everything we're gonna just run an extra wire for. So as you see, I've got AC, heater, and a second fan. I'm not gonna do 2 fans because I'm gonna put a nice big fan in here that'll help ventilate, but because I've got windows right here and right here, I've got a window in the door, and we'll have a fan in the bathroom. And then we'll also have some ventilation as we're driving down the road for when we have dirt bikes and stuff and razors in here. But we've got everything marked out. We're gonna run a few extras. We've got about 9 things we need on a switch. We could probably combine a few of them, but we're gonna do some fun things like underglow, floodlights outside, but mostly we're gonna just have the main things. So this is gonna just be a standard toy hauler that's simple but has the amenities to go camping and keep your family comfortable. So we're gonna have a refrigerator, we're gonna have a water pump, a microwave, some underglow under the cabinets, a bath fan, a 12-volt heater for extra, AC up here extra. We're gonna have lights, the fan, a plug for a TV, some more underglow under the bed back here. And yeah, so I'm gonna run all these wires and make sure we have everything we need. As you guys know, I've wired quite a few things on the channel, and this was no different. It looks way harder than it is. You just kind of have to dive into it and get started. But as you can see, and as I've said before, I'm just running most of my wires and home runs through that crown edge molding for 2 reasons. It'll just be the easiest way to do it. And if I ever need to access anything, I just have to pull down the crown molding. Will just be screwed up there. I won't have to tear down any walls. But overall, not too bad. Just running all my home runs and making sure that I have everything in the place that I want it, and making sure I'm not missing any amenities that I might want. Most of the wiring is ran. We got our lights, our fans, our underglow run over. It looks a little messy, but most of it's ran. So it should be pretty good. I just ran all of my, I'm gonna call them home runs, down to where I'm gonna put my switch panel, and then those will do from the switch panel inline fuses to our power bank. And then we've got to run one more plug for the TV, and then the power bank has like 10 plugs on it, so we'll have plenty of AC plugs if we need it. And yeah, so that is looking pretty good. Just got to do windows, flooring, and then we can put all the walls in and start working on that stuff. The main walls that you'll see throughout the trailer are just going to be panel board, more decorative style, but in the front of the nose, I'm going to use some of the leftover wood from the walls to put back in the nose to reinforce it, and also have something to mount cabinets and different things to. And this board you won't really ever see, but it is going to add a lot more strength back to that nose where it was jackknifed, and hopefully we don't ever jackknife it again. But overall, I think this will be the smartest way to do it, and we can always paint it or do a backsplash if there is anything that's exposed. So I'm not too worried about it. This process took a little bit longer than I would have liked, just with that nose being bent up. You can see me put my foot on the wall trying to get leverage, but overall, I think that it added a lot more strength back to the nose, and I was happy with how it turned out. Now, I've only mentioned windows probably 12 times in this video, but I do think that it is the most important part. Windows are going to help make the trailer feel a lot bigger, have a lot more access. You can open up the windows if it's shady or it gets too hot. It's also going to help with a lot of ventilation. But most importantly is if you take out structure, you need to add structure back in. So this is me cutting out all of the bars that I want. As you can see, this is a pretty high structure area. There's 3 bars that are really close to each other, so I wanted to make sure that I got enough structure put back in. So I'm going to run a header and a footer that tie into both the side bars, weld everything in, and then also add that window in there And windows do count as structure, so I'm not too worried about it. Wanted to make sure I got everything welded in nice and tight, measured everything, checked everything, and was really happy with how this turned out. And I do believe that it is going to be strong enough in the end to where it's not going to rattle, or that I feel like I lost any strength in the side of my trailer, especially with this being a main support over the wheel well. But overall, I think that having big windows is going to make and break how we feel inside this trailer. Both those bars are in, insulation's in. I also added 2 bars back there for my bed rail, but both sides are in and welded. And so that's going to be it for this video, but we are going to, on the next video, start on the interior, the flooring, and get everything done. But thanks for watching part 1. See you later.